Good morning, Story Trading VIPs. Welcome to the pre-market prep. Sorry for that little delay. A lot to discuss here after a 3-day weekend. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. We got the major indices right at the top. We're monitoring QQQ, SPY, ARK. Technically, these, I don't like them still. They still are below these key moving averages, the 50 DMA, the 20-week MA. You see the 200-week moving average below. You see the lows down there. So that's what I'm worried about to the downside. So be careful with that. Obviously, it doesn't have to go there, but better to be cautious and maybe have some cash on the side in case that develops. You can see what we talked about last week. Quantitative tightening is continuing this morning with bonds continuing to drop and the dollar going higher because weekend I spent some time in my community talking to people. I live in New York, and a lot of people actually work in Wall Street around me in my community, in my neighborhood, and just having conversations with them. And a lot of them think there's a lot more pain to come. And the thesis is very simple. All has to do with bond yields. And as bond yields keep going up, you got to sell off those dividend stocks because those dividend stocks become too expensive. So when you talk about the major indices, SPY, QQQ, that's where, that's the next shoe to drop. We've been talking about for a long, long time. That could possibly happen to take us to that 200-week moving average and hopefully not below, but we'll have to wait and see. Really hoping that the risk assets, ARKK, has bottomed out at 35. They started to dive far before the major markets. They usually bottom out before the major indices bottom out, but now that's the play the big money managers are talking about. They're saying dividend stocks are too expensive. Treasuries keep being sold off because of quantitative tightening. Yields keep going up. We got to sell those big assets, and that's going to put pressure on the major indices. That's what I'm hearing. Whether that plays out or not, I don't know, but I think better to be cautious. We're watching oil and gas here. Oil's up 1%, natural gas down 5%. There's a lot of geopolitical stuff going on with Russia now basically admitting that Nord Stream pipeline that they cut off to Germany, that they've done that basically on purpose, and they said, we're not going to start it up again unless you get rid of all the sanctions on Russia. So there's the war is kind of ratcheting up over there. I don't have European natural gas prices here. This is United States Natural Gas Fund. So I put an article into the VIP trading room this morning that talks about the European natural gas prices. I believe they were like up 30% yesterday, and they're down about 15 or 17% this morning because of a series of actions they're taking in Europe to try to keep the prices down. So that's an interesting dynamic. And when we talk about higher natural gas prices, there are some plays on that we're monitoring. Uranium sector, you can see. Well, first of all, we're looking at XLE. There may be some energy stocks that are up because of what's going on there geopolitically. But uranium stocks are all doing well this morning because of the higher natural gas prices. That's a sentiment move. URNM, UUUU, CCJ, DNN, SMR, they're all doing great. Another play off this, we'll skip the potash for 1 second. We'll go to Moss and Archer Daniels. He's Matt S from the community helped us out with these, has been spot on. So call has been rising this morning in pre-market. You can see these are not, at 52-week highs. Perhaps there's some more room to the upside if you can find a pullback support level if you're interested in getting into these plays. You can see the resistance level there, 20 DMA at 152 on Arch. And on BTU, it's actually breaking above the 20 DMA. It did that on Friday. So this is an interesting move here. Potentially have upside to that recent high of $28, $29. But these are stocks I'll be watching to potentially pick some up on a pullback. Now, going back up here with the potash stocks. So when you have high European natural gas, but low U.S. natural gas, right, down 5% here, that's a formula that's really good for profit margins for the potash companies. They make fertilizer. Their input is U.S. natural gas, and then they sell that fertilizer internationally. You have IPI, CF, and Moss. So these three are, they haven't really taken off this morning. So that's something to look into. Now, again, you got to be careful with this because natural gas is down significantly, even in Europe this morning. So it's always a little bit tricky to play these geopolitics, but maybe when you combine it with technicals and fundamentals and some other things here, you can maybe get a good entry. IPI is really lagging in performance compared to CF and Moss. All of these are very, very cheap for a reason, because people don't believe their earnings will be sustained. But these are three I'm very interested in. So to summarize, because of the geopolitics, we're looking at uranium, natural gas, and coal, all green this morning. All right, now let's jump down to the three stocks. On Friday, we said that we're going to be a focus this morning. They were CFVI, VTSI, and DRIO. I don't know if we've had news in VTSI yet. We'll look at that in the last 15 minutes. Maybe something came in. DRIO, I don't think anything came in, but CFVI on fire. We have the 9:15 a vote for a Rumble CFVI. That's coming up. It's 9/6 now. It's September 6th. Okay. Now, aside from this, I've been monitoring the metrics, their app rankings, Google Trends, and they're sustained higher. It wasn't like a 1 or 2 day bump with Andrew Tate. These are sustained higher metrics. So helps everything that's going on with Donald Trump. People are coming for the alternative media. Trump also had a stream over the weekend, I believe it was Saturday evening, that had 350,000 concurrent viewers, right? So that's appreciably higher than Andrew Tate had 130,000 concurrent viewers on the live stream. So, there's a lot of things coming together that's causing Rumble to look really good fundamentally. Now, sentiment-wise, we talk about meme stocks and meme stock rotations. I've been saying for a while. Actually, I started playing with some memes myself, talking about how showed a couple cool things you looked at about how people may be moving their money from DWAC and BBBY into CFVI. Man, I made these like 7 to 12 days ago, and you can see DWAC and BBBY keep dropping so much. What's going on over here? Well, first of all, DWAC, a report came out that they probably don't have enough votes to extend the deadline. DWAC's under SEC investigation, and the deal's not getting done. They're coming up against a deadline, and it seems they're not able to extend that deadline. And they may have to just dissolve this SPAC. Now, it seems, if you read an article, I dropped an article into the room, maybe they have the ability to extend the deadline by 6 months without shareholder approval. I'm not sure about that, but that's why DWAC is down 21% this morning. BBBY, of course, it was down because Ryan Cohen sold his whole stake, but then the CFO, unfortunately, committed suicide over the weekend, or Friday night, Saturday, I'm not sure exactly when. So, and apparently he was being sued about him being involved in a pump and dump scheme with Ryan Cohen. So this stuff is really crazy what's going on. And I don't know. I think as far as a meme stock, I'm very sad what's going on, but probably putting a nail in the coffin of BBBY as far as a meme stock. So could that money be moving into CFVI as a meme stock? I think yes. The fundamentals are there. The sentiment is there. The catalysts are there. The sentiment is the most important when it comes to a meme stock. And I put a couple of video clips into the room. Andrew Tate started talking about the stock Sunday, right? And he has these really cool videos they're going viral. So this is big what's going on, all right? But be very careful. Everything has risk. One of the risks I want to highlight is Rumble this morning. CFVI put out a press release saying, hey, remember to vote for this 9:15 merger right there. Remind stockholders to vote. Now, DWAC put a similar thing out there like last week, before, just a few days after that press release, saying, well, it looks like we don't have enough votes, or at least the rumors are coming out that they don't have enough votes. So part of the challenge here is that there's a big retail ownership base, and retail owners, they are not keen. Listen, I'm a shareholder of record for CFVI. It's July something, the date. And I totally forgot to vote. It didn't even dawn upon me. Like, accidentally, I'm like, isn't there supposed to be a vote? And like, I went in and I went into my Fidelity and I had to do a little search on how to vote, and it took me to some settings page and I found it. I found the proxy materials and I voted. How many retail are going to do that? So this is difficult. DWAC highlighted the difficulty of getting retail to vote. CFVI may have some additional difficulties. So there's always lots of risks. This is one of them. And of course, the other risk is they're pulled. Rumble's pulled from the Apple or Google stores. You can see it's up 5% this morning. I'm in the shares. I'm in the warrants. Warrants up 11%. I'm primarily trying to trade the warrants because these things get out of whack, especially in extended hours. So I have some obscene prices in. I don't know. Maybe some of them went through in extended hours this morning. Maybe 340. I think I had some for sale 339. I'll have to take a look at that. All right. So what else we got? We got some other big news. ADT and HYRE, they both have some big deals this morning. ADT, $2 billion investment. Do I remember that right? $1.5 billion investment from State Farm and Google. They're buying shares in the company at $9 a share. Why is it at 836? There must be something about the transaction I don't fully understand. Haven't had time to really look into it. But look at the market cap here. Market cap is 6.5 billion. They just did a 1.5 billion, raising 1.5 billion from State Farm. Associated with this is a rights offering. I think you can sell your shares for $9, and I guess those $9, those shares would then go to State Farm. Something like that is going on. But this is very interesting. And I may be looking at this. Look at the wow, it's moved way up right to these resistance levels here, 835 on the nose. Look at that. Man, I love technicals sometimes. August 8th, my form of technicals. All right, August 8th, 835. Look at that, right on that nose, hitting resistance over there. So technical resistance level. Why isn't it shooting higher and heading towards 9? I'm not sure, but an investment like that, sentiment that speaks to the confidence that the investors, State Farm and Google, I believe, is involved in that as well, have in the company. Now, HYRE, also huge financing deal. It's $100 million line of credit. Now, this one, from a market cap perspective and a price movement perspective, perhaps it has more rocket power today because market cap's only 18 million. You can see the stock's up 65%. But this 100 million is secured because it's collateral. They're going to be using $100 million to buy cars that's going to be used on the HYRE platform, right? But if it all goes to hell, they seize all those cars, right? So it's a less risky bet than what State Farm and Google is doing in ADT, right? They're buying the equity. Here, it's a loan secured against the cars. However, these numbers are massive compared to the market cap, and I believe there was some news associated with it. Go look at the press release here. I think they talked about some momentum they're getting in HYRE. So this is interesting catalyst to take a look at. You can take a look at the resistance levels here. $1.50, very clear resistance up here. And after that's a 200 DMA at around 218, 220. If you're interested in this, definitely look for some pullback support levels to see if you can purchase some cheaper rather than chasing. So that's interesting news over here. We see DRIO. I've been waiting for news on both DRIO and VTSI. Did anything come in? Let's take a look. Don't see anything here, but this feed's not always accurate. Don't see anything there. Let's check this feed here. All right, let's look this way. 918. All right, got started CFVI. Okay, oh, there's news here we missed. Live streamer via free signs exclusive deal with Rumble, drops YouTube as primary platform. Okay, that's probably why we got that pop to 1250, 1260 this morning. What else do we have? BLDP. Okay, that's a EV battery. Okay, all right. So nothing yet on VTSI and DRIO. I'm a little bit very surprised on VTSI. Don't they have to PR this? They got $9 million in contracts, and only 4.74 million was seen by Benzinga and posted. I may have to email Benzinga again. I don't know where the other 4.2 is, but you'd expect the PR out 9 million. I don't know why that's not out yet. I have to assume it's going to come out. And I'm looking at next resistance level of $6.25 on VTSI. RSI is still relatively low. I think the chances are good. We're going to be challenging that 625. I've already sold some at the 200 DMA, and I may sell some more at these other resistance levels as the stock rises. I see DRIO is up. That's only 4 shares, not meaningful. Okay. So we are waiting for news on DRIO on who that insurer is. Hopefully that's coming. TFFP has been stirring a little bit. I noticed relative strength last week on Friday. Popped into the TFFP research group, and I noticed Dan Carlson and a couple other people are talking about some imminent catalyst that's possible. So you want to look into that TFFP, see what's going on there. All right, that's all I had that was prepared for this morning. I do want to take a quick look in real time with you. Let's order this by price movement. And we talked about HYRE, DRIO. We talked about ADT. These are the call stocks, BTU and Arch. UEC, uranium, Dermtech doesn't have a strong bid. That's a fake number over there. Clearfield also not a strong bid. That'll just be a technical rebound if it happens. So we basically covered everything we need to cover this morning. So thanks, guys, for joining us. A lot going on. Obviously, I'm personally real excited about CFVI. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully, everyone will make some money here this week. Thanks for joining us. And make sure to engage in our community. If you have an idea, chat in the chat rooms when these come out on YouTube, on Twitter, 4 p.m. Definitely, we need your help to spread the word. Like it, retweet it. And oh, yeah, by the way, 4 p.m. today, also, I highlighted my colleague, Stock Talk Weekly. I love this guy. I've been on a bunch of his spaces. Today at 4 p.m., he's doing the spaces on uranium, just uranium. So that's going to be interesting. I plan on being on that show as a listener. Maybe I'll chime in as a speaker. We'll see. But 4 p.m. uranium, Stock Talk Weekly. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining.